I understand the concern, so let's look at it. Okay, a couple days ago, I had a 1,480 calorie day. Okay, just under about 1,500 calorie day. All right. Now I know that I've read that you're supposed to have, they want you to have at least 1,800 calories for men. That you need to eat at least that much a day. Well, granted, which most of the time, if you look at my weekly averages, if you look at my weekly weigh-ins, I put how much I average a day, calorie intake a day, my average, which has actually always been over 1,800 a day. Okay, but I've had a few days where it's been less. And okay, so let's just look at this 1,500 calorie day. All right. Basically, for breakfast, I had lemon water, which, in my research, it's good for cleaning out the mucus and buildup and everything when you sleep, all the mucus buildup and everything in your system. So squeezing a half lemon in warm water, okay, helps clean you out. So I had V8, which would have been enough servings for two servings of vegetables. Alright, now I have a B vitamin complex that I take to make sure I get all my B vitamins. Helps me get good energy for the day. I had a quarter cup of dried cranberries, which are good, and I had a cup of green tea. Alright, so then later for lunch I had some salmon sushi. So 8 salmon sushi rolls, which is only, by what I figured out, are only about 25 calories a piece. So I had, and I was full after I ate them. Alright, and I had another cup of green tea. Then for a snack later, I had rice cake with my wife's awesome homemade apple butter. And I had a quarter cup of trail mix. Okay? Then for another snack later, I had an apple and a mini Cliff Bar. And then for supper, and believe it or not, I had a can of Dr. Pepper. Now, it was Dublin Dr. Pepper, so it didn't have that high fructose corn syrup crap in it. It was made with real sugar. And contrary to what some might say out there, it's better to have real sugar than artificial sweeteners or corn syrup. It's way better. I mean, it's way better. And then I had a buttload. I wonder if is that appropriate to say? I mean, my butt's really big, so yeah. I had 3 cups of tofu stir fry with soy sauce for supper. Like, we're talking about a bowl full of tofu stir fry. Okay? And it was only like 300 calories. I mean, I was full. Okay? On a couple of different occasions on this day, I was like full. Like, full. Okay? And I also had a cup of brown rice, which I splurged on. I usually only have a half a cup of rice whenever I have rice and stuff, but I had a full cup. And then later on that evening, I had a rice cake with apple butter again. And that totaled to be 1,480. The thing is, I wasn't trying to shoot that low for that day. That's how it ended up. And I ate until I was full a couple times. I was full. That's how it ended up. Now, a couple things about that right there. I know this is all boring, but oh well. You're here watching. My body is learning. See, we in our consumer society, in the American culture, we eat and we eat and we eat until we're full every time we eat. Every time. For snacks, we eat until we're full. Like we've trained our bodies so much to consume so much. And so for 47 days now, I've been slowly teaching my body proper portion sizes and proper intake of food. So whenever I eat 1,500 calories in one day, and I eat good stuff, I feel like I've ate plenty that day. Now, another scary thing that I've learned, because I've actually been studying fasting and stuff lately, which is phenomenal health benefits, and I said I'd talk about it, and I will talk about it. Before I get into it myself too much, I'm studying. I'm learning about this stuff. But in a lot of that stuff, they talk about as you're preparing to fast is that most people in the United States are overweight, but they're undernourished. So which means that they're fat, overweight, but their body is like hungry for real nourishment. They're undernourished. They don't have the right amounts of stuff they're supposed to eat. Now you tell me, in my 1,500 calorie diet, my 1,500 calorie day, okay, I had 2 servings of vegetables for breakfast with a serving of fruit. For my lunch, I had a serving of protein and grain with the salmon and the rice. Okay, and then I had rice cake, apple butter, which is made with real apples, and I had trail mix, which has nuts and things like that in it. I had an apple snack, and I had a Cliff Bar, which is a combination of proteins and everything. It's like a power bar. And then for supper, I had more protein with tofu, more vegetables with the stir fry, and more grain with the brown rice. And I topped it off with the rice cake and apple butter again that day. Now this was a busy day, and that's part of, you know, sometimes you eat less than a busy day. But you tell me, I guarantee I had more proper nourishment in this 1,500 calorie day than most Americans will take in eating anything they want to throughout the day. I had more nourishment that my body needs in 1,500 calories right here than someone will take in when they eat 3,800 calories, which is some of the figures I saw that Americans will consume up to 3,800 calories a day. I guarantee I had more nourishment that my body can use and needs to run better off that 1,500 calories than the average American will take in today. It's because I'm starting to eat the right things, the things that are best for my body, and not just, okay, well, what do I, you know, I just gotta make sure I'm eating enough, you know, because you can't be starving, you know. The thing is we're starving our bodies, and I guarantee my body was not starving after this day. And you know, the next day I had almost a 1,700 calorie day. Very busy day. I was driving around. I figured I was probably drove 4 to 5 hours this day, and I didn't, you know, I wasn't more than 50, 60 miles away from home. I just did a lot of driving around the day, a lot of eating out. But you know, that's just the way it ended up. The calorie counting thing is starting to be where it just ends up this way. It ends up right here. It's not that I necessarily have to, like, okay, I gotta make sure I'm not eating too much. I'm getting the habit to where I'm eating the portion sizes and the right things to where it's just ending up this way. So I'm eating enough and I'm getting the proper nourishment. To answer this concerns and questions that have been posed about that. My calorie counts they happen to be lower on a few days here and there. I'm not trying to eat less. I mean, well, I'm trying to eat less, proper portion sizes. I'm not trying to starve myself. I'm not trying to do this or that. But that's the way it's ending up. So I hope that helps answer things. I'm not trying to like rant and get on to you. And I understand the concerns, because we have to have a renewing of our mind, as the Bible talks about how God, we must let God renew our mind and to rethink things and rethink how we look at things in the world, and in a small scale, in a different way here of renewing our mind. Not only we have to renew our mind about how we think about what we're putting in our bodies and how we're taking what we're doing. And that's what I'm doing. I'm researching and learning. I tell you, man, there are some weird people out there. Like, weird people when it comes to health stuff. They're weird. I mean, I'm not gonna be like that. They're weird. But they've got some things to say, and so I read them and I throw out the weirdness, and I'm reading multiple sources. So I hope that answers it. I know I kind of rampaged and raged on, but hey, here I am. I'm over 30 pounds lighter. I feel great. My body is being reformatted to take in the proper nourishment, the proper amounts of food, and that's where I'm at. I hope you all have a great day, and I might be doing a vlog from the road here because it'd be fun. So catch you later. Bye.